Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? We had a few people that joined before 1 o'clock, but now we are. Listen, it's time, and I like to be prompt, so we're going to just get this party started. Thank you guys so much for joining the Create Your Experience webinar today. I am so grateful that you all are here. First of all, I would like for you guys to do me a favor, and I want you to put where you're located, put that down in the chat for me. It's not just because I want to know where you're located, even though I would love to see where you're located. It's also because we're going to check some technical issues, making sure the chat box is working, make sure that you know where the chat is and how to use it, because we're going to be using that during our webinar. When it's going to be interactive, I'm going to be asking questions. I want to hear what you guys have to say inside of the comments. So go ahead and share with us where you're from down in the chat. The next thing I want to do, guys, is I want to talk a little bit about what you're going to learn in this webinar, okay? We're going to talk about, of course, we're going to talk about scalp care. You know, that is the best. It's like what I love to do. But we're going to talk about how scalp care is beneficial to the cosmetology world and how we can change the beauty industry if we come together and understand the science behind what it takes to help clients with these underlying symptoms that they're having when it comes to their scalp. It's like a major change, okay? We're here to organize the information of the scalp care industry so that cosmetologists make an impression on the beauty industry. Next, we're going to talk about why scalp care is important, why it's valuable to you as a cosmetologist, as well as we're going to talk about how to establish yourself as the expert. I know it's one thing to have that knowledge, but actually presenting yourself as the expert and understanding how to communicate that to your clients, we're going to talk about that as well. And also some of the scalp care services that you can add to your salon menu today, because there are some things that you can do today to add to your scalp care menu to help your clients better understand what it is that you're trying to offer for them, okay? So we're giving just a few moments here to let people continue to join. We don't want, I want to be sure that we're going to get the influx of people in. I see some people in the comments. They're coming in, it's popping up for us. And we see Atlanta out there. Thank you. Shout out Atlanta. We see Youngstown, Ohio. Yes, yes, because I'm from Youngstown as well. We see Minnesota. That's interesting. Thank you so much for joining. All of you guys, if wherever you're from in the country, we haven't listen, if you're from somewhere in the other country, please let me know. I would love to shout you out. All right, all right. So now that we got that all checked out, if you're having any problems with your chat, please just let us know. All right. But we're going to move right along here. And I need to give you a huge and gigantic thanks to Kenyatta Nicole. The Kenyatta Nicole, she is a healthy hair specialist located down in Atlanta, Georgia. And she is currently helping cosmetologists understand how to add this social media component so that they can use their social media as an asset and begin to bring in those clients that they want. Maybe even generate some revenue on their social media platforms as well. So thank you so much, Kenyatta. Isis, go lay down. Go lay down. Don't you start drinking water as soon as I get up over here.
I didn't hear that in the background when
Because
she
I
started.
stopped her before she started, but it's loud. I've heard it in every video.
Okay, okay.
All right. So next, I want to just give a huge, gigantic thank you to Kenyatta. Thank you so much for being here, girl. You are an amazing asset. But Kenyatta is here to she's going to talk about a little bit about how we connected, why you guys should listen to me, why I'm the expert in scalp care, and, share her reasoning for being a salon business owner as well. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Kenyatta. Go ahead, girl. Tell them what you're working with. All right. We'll give her, she's going to do about 2 to 3 minute conversation, talking about how she shares with the industry. And then I'm going to jump back in and I'm going to say, you know what? Thank you, Kenyatta. You have always been such a wonderful, valuable asset. And I just love the way that you are taking your direction and with healthy hair and scalp care and adding it to your salon menu as well. I love what you're doing, trying to reach out, because we as cosmetologists we need to have that outreach. We need to grow and we need to really establish ourselves as expert in this field. And you are just that. So next, I'm going to move right along here. And I want to give a short introduction to Queenie. I love the picture of her. Oh my gosh, that's Queenie. Queenie is an indispensable member of the Head Spa Studio. She has been around since the Head Spa has was the beginning, since it was an idea. She's been around since then. She's also the head of graphic design at the Head Spa Studio, as well as an editor. She helps keep me all in line and make sure that all my punctuation is right because I get it wrong all the time. But I wanted to today. Queenie's going to be here to be the Q&A administrator. She's going to note your questions that you leave in the chat if there's any questions that you have. She's also going to keep the flow if there's any problems that is happening with the meeting or with the webinar. You can just direct them directly to her so that we can keep the flow going and we have a nice cohesive flow. I know you guys know what it's like to have a team, and this right now is just showing teamwork at its finest. I'm grateful for you guys. Queenie is most of all my daughter and my best friend, and I'm so grateful to have her, just participating in this because we are moms, and if you have a little girl, sometimes they don't do what you want them to do. They do what they want to do. But she wants to do this, and I'm so grateful that she's here. But I'm going to let her say a few words. Go ahead, Queenie, take it away.
Hello, I'm Queenie, as said before. And honestly, at first, I just want to give a big thanks. I really do appreciate um, all of the things that we've done here. I appreciate your speech. It really is heartwarming. I felt it in my soul. I knew it was very thorough and genuine. And I appreciate that a lot. I've been here for a long time, and I love you, Mom. Okay. So I want to first talk about how we can use the chat box. So if you're on mobile or if you're on the PC or any other device, typically the chat box will be at a bottom menu. You can simply click that and go ahead and type away anything. If you want, you can send a few messages like hi, hello, or your name to make sure that your chat box is working. If you have any technical difficulties, you could go ahead and report that in the chat box, and we'll try our best to make sure that we're on that. Um, so another thing that you want to keep in mind, take notes. We're going to be going through a lot, and we're going to be going through it pretty fast. There's going to be a lot of really juicy and great information that you're going to want to get down. So taking notes is definitely recommended. And before we get started, last but not least, make sure that you turn off all your distractions, cell phones, you got a baby crying in the background, or anything. Go ahead and try and find somewhere nice and quiet to really dive in and immerse yourself into this beautiful webinar filled with all the goodness. And yes, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Queenie. You are such a sweetheart. I appreciate that. Y'all remember now, if y'all got any problems, y'all make sure y'all let her know because she will be right there to help you guys with that. So, next, I'm going to give a short introduction about myself. I am a licensed cosmetologist, a biologist, and a chemist. I graduated from Youngstown State University back in 2012. And did you already click next? There we go. Thank you. And I am a licensed cosmetologist, biologist, and chemist. I graduated from Youngstown State University in 2012. Before I went to Youngstown State University, I actually started college because I wanted to be a pharmacist. And then I recognized that I'm such an extrovert and I need to be talking to people and around people. So I dropped out and I started I finished my bachelor's of science, not knowing that it was going to be the stepping stone and the foundation of where I am today. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that the universe had a plan for me because I did not know. I did not know prior to getting this started. And now I'm here with so much wealth. It's like a wealth of knowledge. And I feel so confident and amazed at the things that I'm able to do now that I understand how to manipulate the scalp and how to work with the scalp. It's been groundbreaking for my business. And that was brings me to share this information with you guys today. As you can see on the screen here, I say I'm fun and open-minded. Yes, I am. I'm very, very down to earth. If you can check my picture right there, you see I got my little thigh. I'm also doing a little modeling here for a company that I do a collaboration with, SKG. And I absolutely just love to be just down to earth because we're more than just cosmetologists. And that's why I chose this image, because I'm more than just a scalp care educator. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a model, I cook, I do all of those things just like you do. So I want to let you know that I'm human, okay? And I'm here to be just to share the knowledge that I have as well. They call me the scientist behind the chair. I'm the scalp care guru. Of course, because I am a scientist behind the chair, but also because everything that I teach is backed behind science. It's not just Googled information. This is information they have scientific articles that you can look up. I'll have some resources for you guys also throughout as we go throughout this webinar. So be sure to take note of those. I am also the creator of the Scalp Care University and Black Hair Pro Academy. So just wanted to let you guys just share a little bit about the Black Hair Pro Academy. That was the first class that I created. It was back in 2019 when I created this class. And within the first year, I got over 100 students in my class. As of today, I'm up to 235 students in this class in 25 different countries, you guys. I am absolutely overwhelmed with gratitude because there is it's something for someone to trust you to provide them with knowledge, but they've been just pouring in and it's just amazing to me. So I just wanted to share with you guys that this isn't my first time educating. I really care about what it is that you need to learn in order to make you successful, and I'm so grateful for all of this as well. On the screen here is a quote, and I wanted to share this quote with you guys because it's so important that we love what we do. I remember when I first started doing hair, I was absolutely in love with doing hair. I wanted everybody in my chair. I was telling everybody all the time, but I lost that a little bit of down the way, and scalp care has really reignited that love for doing hair. The quote is, to be successful, the first thing to do is fall in love with your work. And it's time for us to fall in love with our work again. Thank you, Mary Loretta, for sharing that quote with us. It is a very, very powerful quote, and it's time to fall in love. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get it. All right. So, question, okay, this is the first time where I'm going to ask you guys to use that chat box. The question is, can you remember when you got a new client or an existing client in your chair and they had some type of scalp concern, whether it be a spot of alopecia, or they had a psoriasis or really bad psoriasis or eczema, they had really thick flakes or anything like that, that you didn't recognize and you were for sure how to service them? Can you remember that moment when you sat them down, you opened it up and you like, oh my goodness, what is this? What is this? Like, the scales on there and things like that. You made the little face trying to keep your composure. Put yes or no in the chat and let me know if you remember a moment like that. Okay, okay. We got lots of yeses, lots of yeses. There's some people who haven't experienced. I'm telling you, do hair long, girl, do it longer. You will know. You definitely run into some things that you don't understand because we can't know everything, and we dang on show wasn't taught scalp care in cosmetology school. So yes, I'm glad that there's people out there that can relate to that. Okay, so now let's go on. I got another question for you. When you got that client, did you wish you knew how to help them? Because I mean, we're like the first responders to scalp care disorders, and a lot of us we wish we knew how to help. Let me know, what did you do? Did you wish you knew how to help them, or did you give them a solution? Did you try to find something to help them? Maybe send them to a dermatologist, something like that. Yes, yes. Okay, we got some people saying they sent their clients to dermatologists. Yes, right, right. Okay, so for those that sent their clients to dermatologists, okay, what were the results of that? Okay, that experience. It's going to lead me right into the next question. So let's go ahead and go there. So every time that you sent that client to the dermatologist, okay, and they sent them back with a shampoo that is for the scalp, but it's really kind of drying for the hair. Were you curious on if there was other solutions that you could provide your clients to help them? Leave it in the chat for me. Yes or no. I want to see it coming through. Were you curious on how you could provide solutions for your clients' scalp care disorders? Okay. Yes. Yes. Some people said I Googled it. Right, right. And Google does give you a little bit of knowledge on it, but that's one thing we're going to talk about today. Google is a resource, not a college. And so our ultimate goal throughout all of this, okay, is to when we treat our client's scalp and any of the concerns that they have, we want to provide them with solutions to that scalp problem, but we also want to nourish the hair at the same time. We don't want to do one or the other. We really have all of those things. We have the ability to make all of those things happen in one setting, and that is why we're here. Remember, that is our ultimate goal. So we're going to provide a solution to that scalp problem, but we also going to nourish that hair as well, because that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right. So if you see this here, I have this piece of pie. And I want to mention the hair and the scalp care industry is growing vastly. We're going to talk a little bit more about how vastly it's growing in the next couple of slides. But you deserve a piece of the pie. We deserve, cosmetologists deserve a piece of the pie. And in order for us to do that, we need to figure out a way that is going to make us relevant in this beauty industry. And that's what we're going to talk about that. When right before I sent you guys, right before we had the webinar, I sent out a couple of questions. I wanted to know what you wanted me to teach, because it's really important that I'm just not teaching any old information. I want to know what was valuable to you guys. And when you guys answered those questions, you talked about why scalp care is important. What is scalp care to begin with? Because it's been thrown around a lot lately, but what is the true definition of scalp care? Also, you wanted to talk about how you can establish yourself as the expert with scalp care knowledge. It's one thing to have the information, but how do you present that to your clients? We also talked about how you can niche down. If you're already specializing in healthy hair, already specializing in locks, how can you niche down further to make sure that you're creating experience for your clients, as well as what scalp care services you can add to your salon menus, and so that you can add value to your clients. But remember, I'm going to show you guys all of that. We're going to talk about all of that, and this is going to go fast. So like Queenie said, please take notes. This is the perfect time to pull out that worksheet that I shared with you guys in the email series. That worksheet will have a lot of notes in there, but if there's anything extra that comes across your mind that you think is one of those golden nuggets, jot it down. We don't want you to forget that stuff. There's going to be spaces for that information, so be sure to write that down, okay? So we're going to dive right in. We're going to talk about some interesting numbers. Remember, I said we wanted a piece of the pie, but we want to know, how big is this pie actually? Okay, how big is this pie? So you look at some of from here. This is grandviewresearch.com. So this, again, remember, I'm very scientific, and this is Googleable information. You can look this up. You can read about it and talk about all of the different facts about the hair in the scalp industry and where it's going. And right now, the hair in the scalp market size is valued at $80 billion. That was back in 2020. Okay, $80 billion in 2020. And what's happening is that it grows at about a 6.6% rate. And what that means is by 2028, that industry will have grown to $134 billion. What could you do with just like 0.01% of $1 billion? $134 billion. Girl, listen, there is some money to be made out here. And I really believe cosmetologists have the skill sets to make this happen for us. And I love it. The reason that I believe in cosmetologists is because there are approximately 30 million women right now that suffer with hereditary hair loss. And our clients come to us. You probably have clients right now that are suffering from some type of hair loss, whether it be traumatic alopecia, from wearing the wigs or wearing the tape-ins, extensions, or, maybe it's from their aging. It's a hereditary thing. But hair loss is the number one thing that women are concerned about right now. Our hair is our crown, and cosmetologists are the first responders to that. And we need to be providing scientific solutions so that our clients can see results. One of the things I thought was a little disheartening, actually a lot of disheartening about this, is that The pharmaceutical industry, of that $134 billion projection, they are dominating the market with 98% of that share, which means that they're making 98% of that revenue and leaving this 2% for us. And we all know that the pharmaceutics that come along with hair and scalp health, it's not really beneficial for the hair. It's only beneficial for the scalp. And so it's leaving our clients at a disservice. That a lot of them, especially African American ethnic clients, a lot of them don't even use these shampoos that they're being prescribed because it dries their hair so severely. But on the lighter note, really, I want to point out that lately natural ingredients, tea tree oils, neem, rosemary, peppermint, cedarwood, they're all gaining traction on treating hair loss and dandruff symptoms. So it's really, really exciting to know this, but we as cosmetologists need to understand how to properly mix those things. And we're going to talk about that as well today. Dandruff affects approximately 50% of the adult population worldwide. So there are 50% of people in this world that have dandruff that are living with it day to day, and we can really help them with that. There are 3% of the US population, which is about 7.5 million people living with psoriasis. There's 6.8 million people that are affected with alopecia areata. So there is so much that's potential. And dermatologists can't do this alone, okay? They need us as much as we need them, and we got to be grateful for that. And I said all of that to say, guys, any salons not offering scalp care services, you guys are leaving money on the table. We have to really, I know that it can be a scary thing when you don't understand exactly what to do for your clients, but that's why we're here today, because we want to understand the science behind the hair and the scalp disorders, and we want to be able to help them for surely provide them with solutions. And I'm so excited that we're doing that today. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is hair and scalp care. Remember, that was the first thing on the list. Scalp care is the root of healthy hair. No pun intended. Okay. Scalp care is the root of healthy hair. Yes. And it is so important that that scalp and that root and all of the things down there, that we have a very foundational understanding of that in order to help our clients with their scalp concerns. But scalp care is essential because it determines the health and the condition of the hair, and it prevents diseases of the hair and the scalp, so that these things aren't progressing. We're able to help clients before they get to the severity of needing to go to a dermatologist. And that's why it's so valuable for us to be providing these services, okay? Obtaining scalp care, obtaining the scalp care knowledge is so beneficial to us because I kind of touched on it as well. We're able to provide some preventative measures, but a healthy hair and a healthy scalp are in a relationship. They're married. They can never get a divorce. They together forever. They in it for the long haul. But I feel like in the cosmetology world, these two things have been separated. It's like we don't combine them. It's like we only work on the hair. And truthfully, we are the first responders. I keep saying that because we truly are. And when we address the hair, the scalp can often be forgotten, but both of them are necessary to maintain that beautiful hair that clients have. So it's really important that we understand that. So you might be asking yourself, do you need to offer scalp care services? Is that something that you want to do? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, of course, if you want to niche down and assist the 50% of Americans that suffer with dandruff, or the 7.5 million people who suffer with psoriasis, or the millions of people who have hair loss disorders or are suffering from alopecia areata, the answer is yes, absolutely. And the answer is also yes if you want to tap into that $134 billion. We really do deserve a piece of this because, like I said again, we are what? First responders. We are the people who see our clients' scalp the most. Our clients' husbands don't see their scalp as frequently as we do. There's nobody on this earth that sees your scalp more than your cosmetologist. You know that. I know that. And that is why we definitely need to step our game up and really be understanding this. When I first started offering scalp care, I began offering the service in 2019. But of course, then we had the pandemic. Everything stopped. It slowed down for me. And I was just like devastated. I'm like, what am I going to do? But when we got back started back in 2021, I tell you, around June of 2021, things started picking up. And since then, I've generated an additional $15,000 in revenue in scalp care services alone. That really put me at the opportunity. It was like, wow, this is so valuable. But one thing I recognize is that I can't do this alone. It takes all of us to come together and understand scalp care. It's not just me as an individual cosmetologist. It's us as a community of cosmetologists that makes the difference. And so I thought about what would be a good candidate to offer these scalp care services because initially, people were like, well, I'm an esthetician. I just do hair. I want to know. But really, this is so important because you must be a cosmetologist. You gotta be. You have to be a licensed cosmetologist because licensed cosmetologists have the ability to shampoo the hair. They have the ability to manipulate the scalp. They have the ability to look under the microscope. And that's why you must be a licensed cosmetologist in order to offer these scalp care services. You also must have the desire to learn. Some people just don't have the desire to learn, but you got to have the desire to learn the proper scalp care techniques that are going to be able to assist your clients with these concerns that provide them with real results. Because as licensed professionals, we need to start with the scalp first. And there are a few things that you need to address when it comes to your client's scalp. We're going to just talk about these few things in a small bit, but you need to talk about their scalp condition, of course. You're going to need to address their hair condition, of course. And also, you're going to need to address their emotional state because that's something that I believe it's missing as well. I don't know if you've ever been to the doctor and the doctor doesn't, you talk to the doctor and it's like everything you said went in one ear and out the other. We want to be that listening ear, that empathetic conversation that these clients who are suffering with hair loss disorders need. So next, we're going to do an exercise. I'm so excited. I love doing these exercises. And in order to make these exercises flow for you guys, because there's some parts that you're going to be doing by yourselves when we get off this call, I sent that worksheet. So pull out your worksheets if you haven't already. Make sure you pull them out, and we're going to answer some of these questions on the worksheet. Some of the things that you want, one of the first questions that you want to ask is when your clients come into your salon with scalp issues, okay? What are some things? I have three things here, but what are some things that they complain about when they come in? And tell me some of your most common complaints about the scalp when your clients come in. Leave it in the chat. That's where you put it. Yes, yes. Okay. Dry scalp. I know. Yep. Itchy scalp, flaky scalp. Some people say it's irritated. Oh, that's interesting. Some people, I've gotten that. Some people say my scalp is burning and I don't understand why because there's nothing on it. Yes, yes, yes. All of these things are common complaints that clients have when they come in with scalp care concerns. So my next question leads into what are some of the solutions that you're offering for your clients when they have these concerns? Okay. All right. Some people are saying that they use steam. I have definitely seen that. I like that. Yes, yes. Okay, some scalp massaging, deep cleansing, scalp detoxing, exfoliation. Okay, okay. All right. So we got it down pat. We know that something needs to be done. But and we're reaching for things. We're using all of these different things that we've heard to try to help our clients with scalp concerns. But I'm here to tell you guys that some of those things can be damaging to our clients' scalps. And that's why it's important to understand the science behind what is going to be healthy for the scalp. Because our goals are to understand the science behind scalp care, not just what someone said off of Google, because we want to provide holistic solutions to these scalp concerns that provide results. And we want to add something new and excitement for you and your clients to the salon. So that's what our ultimate goal is. And we got this pink check mark here because that's what we're going to do. By the end of this conversation, we're going to understand how to properly do that. So let's keep going here. The second thing that we wanted to talk about during this conversation was how do you establish yourself as an expert with scalp care knowledge and add these benefits to your clients? What are you going to do in order to make sure that you're properly articulating this to the people that you're servicing? Well, first, you're going to need to provide a clear and in-depth scalp scalp care conversation. It's going to be really important that you understand how to communicate this to your clients. You can't go talking to your client talking about, oh, well, you have androgenic alopecia with inflammation and all of this. They're not going to understand. I mean, some of them may, but most of them want a real layman version of how this is going to affect me and what I can do to make it better. They're not there to get the science, but you as the cosmetologist need to understand how to properly communicate that. As I mentioned earlier, we have to listen to these clients' concerns. We can't just make an educated guess. You got to look at it and you have to listen to what their problem is. Sometimes clients' issues start with what they're eating, what they're using on their hair, what they're doing to their hair, like you need in their scalp. So you need to really listen and empathize with their experiences, okay? And also, you have to have all the necessary equipment in order to provide your client with these appropriate solutions. Because it's one thing to be able to say that you can help, but if you don't have the right oils, if you don't have the right type of steam, if you're not using the right type of, you don't have the right knowledge to help them, then you're doing them a disservice. So you want to be sure that you have all of those things in place. Another thing that you want to have is you want to make sure that you're able to identify the underlying symptoms of the problems that they're having. Okay. We may know, you might be able to see that a client has psoriasis, or you may be able to see that they have dandruff or eczema. But we need to know what is it that is the underlying symptom of these problems so that you know what to treat. Because that's where the solution comes in. That's where the results come in. And in order to do that properly, you need to be able to perform that microscope analysis on the scalp. You need to be able to look at it and be able to identify the problems that are being able to have, the problems that they're having. So it's going to be really, really important. As well as you're going to need to be able to mix the essential oils properly so that you can give your clients results that they need. You can't use the same essential oils on psoriasis that you're using to help with alopecia. They're two different things. They're not the same. They're not the same. And so you want to be sure that you understand that you know how to mix the proper essential oils to help them with their specific problem. And one of the last things, you want to also understand how to do different scalp massages because that's going to increase the blood circulation for your client. I'm not just talking just going in and just doing a shampoo with your fingertips. I'm talking about understanding the proper techniques that are proven to increase blood circulation and proven to open the follicles and make them more aerated. And that is what you're going to need to understand in order to properly express your expertise and share that with your clients as well. Okay. So in this next slide here, I wanted to talk about different things that you can do for your clients in order to help them with their scalps. You can do the scalp steams. A lot of you said that you're already doing scalp steams, and that's great. But remember, there is a difference between the types of steam that you need, that you're going to be needing to use. And it's really important that you understand that as well. Of course, we're all deep conditioning the hair. You have to deep condition the hair because that's an extension of this healthy hair. Once you get done with all of that, you want to be sure that you're going back and doing that microscope analysis again so that you can observe the improvements. You want to show your clients the results that you give them because it gives some immediate results to them. And by the end of it, you want to be able to record that process so that you can have documentation of what they came in with and what you have transitioned their scalp into once before they leave, because they're going to be able to get some exact results that same day that you're working with them. And it's going to be really important to record that process so that you have proof, and of course so that you can add it to your social media, because everybody likes before and afters, and it's something to see the scalp before and after it's been properly cleansed. It is something. So I wanted to share with you guys some books that I use in order to just dial in on my expertise so that I'm always staying current, and that I'm not and so that I'm staying, keeping my brain fresh with the knowledge, because science is always changing. Things are always I'm always learning, but these are just a few textbooks on trichology, the hair and scalp disorders, and also some books on a book on essential oils, and a way that you can utilize these oils to help clients with different scalp care concerns. So you want to take note of that. Again, if you need to screenshot while we're here, because these books, and I'll also have a link to them, an affiliate link on my website. So if you want to get these books, there'll be a link there that where you can get the exact book that I have. Okay? All right. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so excited. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep moving along here. So, the third thing that we wanted to talk about is, what does it mean to niche down, especially when you're already kind of niched? You're already, ooh, excuse me, humans happening. I'm going to take a sip of water. Mm. Yes, y'all. I must have been sharing some good stuff already because I've been talking. My voice done got dry from running my mouth. So, but yeah, so let's dive into what it means to niche down as a cosmetologist, especially when you're already doing, like, if you're a healthy hair specialist, if you specialize in silk presses or healthy hair, or natural styling like locks or dreads or something like that. But when you niche down, it means that you're specializing in a segment of your expertise or a particular service for specific clients. All of that matters. When I say specific clients, that matters because you want clients that also care about their scalp as well. There's some clients out here nowadays, they like, girl, I don't care about my scalp. I don't care if it's going bald in the front. Just put my wig back on. But we as cosmetologists really have to care about that. It's so important. Your niche is something that you good at and that you love to do. And if you care about your client's scalp and you care about their healthy hair, you're not providing them all services, and because that's not niching down. So, in order to talk a little bit about our niche, we're going to do another exercise. I love when we get to do these exercises because it helps me connect with you guys a little bit more. So, in the chat, let me know what your specialty is, what you're niche down to, what you love to do. Put it down. Excuse me. Put it down in the chat for me. Okay. All right. We got healthy hair specialist, healthy hair specialist, healthy hair specialist. I love it. Okay, we got some lock specialists here in the house. Whoop, whoop. Go ahead, girl. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. All right, all right. So that is what a niche is. You see how you guys are already specializing in something? This is what is so valuable as a cosmetologist because scalp care, every last one of you, the healthy hair specialist, the lock specialist, the braid specialist, all of you guys, every one of your clients got a scalp. And that is where that's where how we bridge the gap between that, because that means that you are leaving a piece out. We can bridge that gap and you can generate revenue using scalp care to enhance those experiences. That's what I mean by create your experience. Make sure that clients understand that healthy hair is bigger than just what's on the surface, just the extension of the hair. It's more than that. And so on this exercise, I'm glad that you guys put that down there. So on the worksheet, when you look at the worksheet, there's also, it talks about what does your ideal client look like to you. This here is, I put this in because I want you to take a few moments to think about this after we get off the call. What do they look like? What is their age? What is their gender? What are their hobbies? How much money do they make? How often do they like coming into the salon? These are some important things that you're going to need to think about when you're thinking about who is going to be your ideal client, because that matters. Remember, your niche is for a specific client as well as a specific service. So you want to make sure that you write those things down after we get off the call today, okay? Also, you want to think about some things that set you apart from your competitors, because it's going to be really important. Scalp care is something that really set me apart from my competitors because, yes, do we do bomb silk presses? Yes, all of us do bomb ass silk presses. I've been checking out y'all Instagrams. When you sign up for the class, I look at I'm like, whoa, this silk press is beautiful. These curls are beautiful. So it's not that you know what you're doing, but what sets you apart? Because if I can say at least 10 of the people on this call have beautiful silk presses, then what makes you different for them? Scalp care could be that influx that makes you different from your competitors. So it is so important because many people are not talking about the health of the scalp. So On to the next. The last thing that we discussed that we were going to talk about is some scalp care services that you can add to your salon menu right now. And I wanted to just point out some of the things here. There, you can do scalp care consultations. I mean, that's literally diving down and deep and asking your clients what medications are they taking. Next slide, Queen. What medications are they taking? What are some of their family history? You want to really dive into the scalp care consultation because sometimes it's something that is hereditary that is causing them to have hair loss. Maybe they have a family member who maybe their mom or their dad was heavily allergic to gluten. That can give you some insight to what is happening with your client's scalp. So it is important that you can add scalp care consultations to your salon menu, as well as the microscope analysis. When you're understanding what to look for under that microscope, it is a powerful, powerful tool to help your clients see what the effects of what they're doing to their hair and what the effects of their scalp disorder is doing to their scalp. So be sure you can add that as well. You can also provide personal essential oil mixtures that you learn how to mix that is directed exactly to that client's needs. That's what makes it different. It's not just something that they go to the grocery store or go to the store for everybody. It's something specifically for them. And so those are something that you can add to the menu as well once you begin to understand how to properly mix those essential oils. You can also add scalp massages, hair steams. We've already talked about hair and scalp steams, but the hair and scalp steams, remember I told you there's specific types of steam that you need to be using for the hair opposed to for the scalp. So you want to make sure that you're understanding that as well. You want to also add some daily routines so that they understand how to keep their hair and maintain their healthy hair and their scalp while they're away from you. Sometimes you want to make sure that your clients are not putting grease on their hair while they're away from you, because if they are, they're doing themselves a disservice, because that grease can be clogging their pores while you're trying to open them and keep them healthy and nourished. So you want to provide them with routines that they can use that help them with that. And also scalp care plans. You want to be sure that you're setting them up on regular servicing of their scalp so that they understand the importance of scalp care as well. All right. So you're probably asking yourself, can adding scalp care services benefit you and your clients? And yes, it can. I literally had this same question. I asked myself this question before I even got started. And once I recognized that it added value to my clients, I thought, could this work for other stylists as well? And with that being said, in 2019, I decided that I was going to launch a scalp care certification pilot course. Okay. And I am grateful to say in 2020, this was my first successful graduating class from the scalp care certification course. And they are all amazing women. I am absolutely so grateful that I had an opportunity to educate these young ladies, because now they're all using scalp care as the foundation of their healthy hair services, and they're starting to generate revenue as well while doing it. As you can see here, Kenyatta sent me a message and she says, "Hey friend, I have my first head spa booked from the 25th of September. That was our class was in June, and by September 25th, she had already booked her first client, and she was so excited. And I am so grateful for that, because this was money that she wouldn't have been making prior to taking this class. And it's only getting better from there. The more you market yourself, the more you understand about scalp care, the more clients are going to come to you. Because remember, we have millions of people in this world that need your services if you know what to do for them. And so that is so important. When I started this class, I interviewed over 300 stylists. I reached out to as many as I could, and I actually got on the phone, y'all, every day, making 10 to 15 calls a day, like, hey, I'm a certified scalp care specialist here in Youngstown, Ohio. Sometimes I got the big click in the center, but it didn't matter. I got to over 300 stylists, and there were certain things that they shared with me about why scalp care was something that they just understood a little bit about. They said that some of the clients that they serviced that they couldn't help with, they thought that they weren't able to help them with these scalp issues. Some of them said that they were Googling Of course, you know, because Google is the number one search engine, so we all do that. Some of them said they were sending their clients to dermatologists with these scalp issues because they weren't aware that they could provide them with solutions. Some of them had no clue what to use on the clients. If they had alopecia or dandruff, they didn't know it. They didn't know at all. So they was like, oh, I just can't service you, and they had to send them to other stylists who were willing to take on that task. And some of them just really wanted to enhance their healthy hair experience, but it didn't matter. Interviewing all of those stylists let me know as a professional that this was a need, and we have to have a conversation together. Cosmetologists need to come together and understand the importance of scalp care, and there's science behind it that helps us understand that. Here is one of my favorite testimonials after the class was over. And I'm so grateful for this testimonial. It said, yes, and you are amazing at what you do. You have a wealth of knowledge and you're relatable. Sorry. I can honestly say this. I took some trichology classes and had absolutely no idea what to do with it. Your class, on the other hand, not only gave me the information, but strategically showed me how to apply it right away in my salon. And that is my ultimate goal, because my goal is for your guys' growth. It's not enough for you just to get this information and just to sit on it. You have to be able to be relatable and apply it so that you can generate the revenue, because together, like I said before, together we make a difference in this scalp care industry. So now that we've talked about all of the four things that really help us understand more about scalp care and how we can use it for ourselves, we're getting ready to put all these pieces together. So let's do another exercise. Of course, I love when we do these exercises, okay? This is the framework that you're going to be able to use to create an ultimate experience for your clients, okay? There's four questions that you're going to need to ask yourself, because there's four things that you're going to need to incorporate. The first thing is you're going to need to decide what it is that you are going to be offering. What is going to make you stand out as an expert in your particular genre of what you want to do? What makes you different? What are you telling your clients that this is what your specialty is? What is your niche, like we talked about earlier? Okay, that's the first thing about your experience. Number two is you need to know, what do you need to learn in order to provide this service, this specialty, in order to be that niche? What do you need to learn? Because we don't know everything. And yes, there's going to be some things that you need to learn in order to add this to your salon menu. Number three, you're going to need to learn more about your ideal client. What are your clients experiencing? Are they experiencing scalp disorders? Are they experiencing psoriasis, dandruff, hair loss? Or do you have healthy hair clients that are just stuck and not their hair is not growing as fast as they want it to? All these different things make them a candidate for scalp care services, but you need to decide what it is that your ideal client is looking for so that you know directly who to market to. And last but not least, you're going to need to engage your clients, or explain to your clients, I'm sorry, so that you're going to need to be able to extend this offer, let people know what you're planning on doing and see if there is a need for it in your area. I know that there's millions of people on this in this world and in our country that need scalp care services, but you want to be sure that there are people that are surrounding you and the type of people that you service, in that they need your particular services. Okay. So you want to be sure that you're going to be doing that as well. So you're going to create an experience. You're going to educate yourself. You need to engage with your audience and then explain to them what you're offering. Okay. Now, all of that is listed on side of your framework sheet, but I would like for you to leave in the comments for me what you need to learn in order to offer these services to your clients. What is it that, you've picked your experience. What do you need to learn more about? Leave it in the comments. Okay, listen, y'all don't be trying to blow up my bubble. Y'all need to learn. I got three scalp cares up here. I'm so excited that you guys recognize that the value of understanding scalp care. Yes, somebody they're interested in learning microlinks. They're interested in learning tape ins. They're interested in learning. They want to be have a more direct silk press. There's all kind of things in there. But y'all know I'm a scalp care specialist and I love the science behind the hair. So I wanted to point those out. And yes, you have to understand scalp care. It's so important. And thank y'all so much for putting that in their comments. You can't hear that?
Oh, that's her.
Yes. Lay down.
The notes here are a little bit different.
I know.
Oh yeah, because yeah, I got you. Never mind.
Okay. Yes, I moved some slides around. All right.
Hmm.
So after that, with that being said, now that you've kind of thought about what it is that you need to learn in order to niche down and be more specific in what you're doing, there are 5 tips to be successful when you're introducing a new service, any new service really, but particularly scalp care. There's 5 things that you need to take under consideration. You need to understand your consultation. For whatever services that you're introducing, you want to understand what the consultation that you're going to need to have with that client in order to make sure that they're getting the right results. Because if you're having a client coming in with a scalp disorder, you want to be able to talk to them about the treatment of it, what's going to be necessary, how long it's going to take for it to alleviate those symptoms, what results, the expectations. You want to be able to do that. Also, you want to make sure that you have all of the right equipment. There are going to be certain equipment, there's going to be certain things that you need to in order to provide this service for them. So in order to provide scalp care services, you're going to need certain equipment. I want to point out that in the scalp care certification course, you get all of the equipment that you need, because I didn't want you guys going to search for that. But yes, it's very, very important that you have the right equipment in it when you're introducing a new service. Also, you want to understand that service. Particularly here, you want to understand the different scalp disorders, like the difference between alopecia, the difference between seborrheic dermatitis and seborrhea, and eczema and psoriasis. You want to know the different scalp disorders and what makes them different, why are they different, and how to treat them as well. You also need to identify the symptoms that come along with those different disorders, because it's going to be really important, because as cosmetologists, that's what we're not healing. There's no cure for psoriasis, there's no cure for dandruff, there's no cure for eczema, there's no cure for these things, but you need to understand the symptoms, because those symptoms are treatable, and that's what helps the symptoms and helps you get results with your clients. And last but not least, you're going to need to understand how to properly mix those essential oils so that you're helping your clients with those issues and not just providing them with a solution that is for everybody. You want to make sure that you're giving them a specific solution that's directly for them. All right. So, are you all set and ready to go now that you have all of the information I shared with you today? And the answer is yes and no. Now you know what you need. You know what you want to niche down to. You know what you need to learn in order to make it happen. But there are some other things that you need to think about. I like to think about Simon Sinek, okay? And honestly, any expert, but Simon Sinek specifically in this particular example, he wrote a book called Start with Why. And he helps with marketing and helps you understand how to market to your target audience. And he can explain that to you in 5 minutes. He would tell you to start with why you do it, move to how you do it, and finish with what you do. Because the center of the circle is why, the white circle will be how, and the outside is why. Because we really need to focus in on why we do things in order to make a difference. But it's really, really important to understand that Simon Sinek can explain that to you in 5 minutes, but it's in the details. The details are what makes the difference for you as an expert. All those different things that come in between those lines, because there's so much more to that. We know as being marketers and trying to market ourselves, we know there's so much that is involved in that. But that's a shortened explanation. But the value is in the details for real. Because you have to remember, cosmetologists who truly succeed are committed to niching down and gaining knowledge that adds value to them and their clients. Your clients are your most valuable resource. Without clients, we would not have salons. We wouldn't be necessary. But because we have so many clients with these needs, it's really important that we gain the knowledge in order to succeed and be committed to them, especially when it's something new that helps you stand out and helps your client as well. Because we all want to be experts in this industry. We need to make sure that we're experts so that we can make sure that we're building that wedge and getting a piece of the pie, because otherwise we're no longer an asset. We have to be valuable in more than one way nowadays because clients want that. And I want you to guys to know that that is, even if it comes with a cost, because many things, learning new education, anything worth having is worth paying for, because it's going to make you money in the end. And that's what I did. I made sure that I invested in myself as an expert so that I was able to do this. And here, this is what brought me here today. I teach the expert scalp care knowledge that helped me niche down and earned me the reputation of the scientist behind the chair. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm offering the scalp care certification course, but you have to qualify in order to participate. And I would love to have everybody in there, but yes, you have to qualify, guys. Excuse me, excuse me. I'm going to pause again, but it's time to check in, okay? I'm going to sip a little bit more water. Mm, awesome. It's time to check in with you guys. I want to know, did you learn something during the webinar? Was it valuable to you? Are there any questions that you have? I know there's one question that's just lingering there. Everybody always has it. How much does it cost? How much does it cost? We're going to get to that as well. We're definitely going to talk about that. Oh, yay. Yes, yes. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sharing. People are saying that they've got a wealth of knowledge. This was very insightful. It helped them, made them think about what it is that they want to do with their next steps. I love it. I absolutely love it. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and continue forward here. And I want to talk about creating this perfect fit, okay? I created this scalp care certification course in order to help cosmetologists truly understand the science behind scalp care so that we organize the information of scalp care inside of the beauty industry, and we as cosmetologists stand out in our field as well, because we are scientists behind the chair. All of us, we mix color, we deal with chemicals all the time, and we definitely need to have a basic understanding of the scalp and why it's important and how to service our clients with those particular issues. So when I created this course, I made it a 6-week course. I didn't want to just cram it into 2 days of information, because the scalp is a very intricate space. And I wanted to make sure that I was taking you step by step and getting you guys to understand each part of the process so that you can be an expert and begin offering your service, your scalp care services right away. I made sure that I have made short video sessions. There's video recordings. There's going to be worksheets available to you, quizzes, and really what's really, really valuable is going to be weekly hands-on sessions where we come together and we actually perform each technique that we learned that week. We start practicing it together every week for 6 weeks straight. And I love that. And also, of course, there's going to be unlimited email support. If there's a question that you have for me, you can always share it in email and I will get right back to you within 24 hours. I will make sure that I answer all of the questions, because I'm truly, truly concerned about your salon growth and what it is going to take in order for you to succeed. Okay. So, if you already have an established clientele, okay, and your clients trust you as an expert, don't you know they're going to pay you for this new experience? They invest because they love you already. And if you're providing them with something that's they don't have to go somewhere else. We love all inclusive. And this scalp care services, they can be up to $350 per service without the style included. No style included. Because scalp care is so valuable right now, that you're taking your time, you're investing in yourself. It's really, really important. So what I want to do is do a short another little exercise, okay, where it's going to be more of an example, where we're going to talk about some example of revenue generation that you can have with the scalp care services. So let's say that you want to do hair 6 hours a day, 4 days a week. Okay, you're going to do scalp care services only 4 days a week. And let's say you do 2 scalp care clients a day at $350 per client. That is $700 per day in scalp care services. That is $2,800 per week in scalp care services. And that is $11,000 per month in scalp care services. For those of you who are looking to hit those 10K months, even if you put this in half, that would be 50% more money that you need in order to reach 10K months, because we should be making $100,000 or more per year. Yes, cosmetologists deserve it. And I just want to point that out here, that it boils down to $134,000 a year. And how I want to know how that sounds to you as a cosmetologist. What would that do for your life? How would that make you feel? What vacations could you take? How much more time could you spend with your family if you were generating $134,000 a year only working 4 days a week? Because many of us are working an astronomical 12-hour days, 5, 6 days a week. So really take some time to think about that, guys. It's really, really important. Put in the chat, as a matter of fact, let me know in the chat. Would that be a good thing? Would it be great? How would you feel about that? Let me know. Let me know. So before you decide that you're going to be offering scalp care, okay, there's some things that you're going to need to figure out. You're going to need to figure out, how are you going to get this information? Where are you going to gain the knowledge in order to help your clients with their scalp concerns? Okay. You're going to need to know, how is it that you're going to mix these essential oils? You're going to have to understand the science behind that as well. What is the proper mixing ratio so that you're not putting yourself at a liability and you're providing results for your clients? You also want to know, is the scalp care, is that niche for you? Is it going to niche down so that it benefits the clients that you currently have? And also, are you ready to dedicate the time that it takes to learn the information that you need to know in order to apply scalp care? Because you're going to need to learn some things in order to incorporate this into your salon menu. You want to think about how you can enhance your healthier experience. What other things can you do besides scalp care? Because the scalp care is definitely going to enhance your healthier experience. So you want to know, what things is this going to help enhance your experience for your clients, as well as how are you going to gain that credibility? What type of licensures or what type of certification programs are you going to take in order to ensure that you are helping your clients in a scientific perspective and getting them that knowledge that they need and providing them with results? And of course, there's going to be many other things that you need to learn, but because there's certain things that you don't know, right? But these are some things that you're going to need to figure out prior to getting started offering scalp care services. So again, we talked about that cost question. How much does it cost? Well, I'm going to let you guys know here. Okay. The program is listed at $2,997 for the first 5 stylists that enroll in this program. I wanted to be sure that I offered a discounted price or a lower price tier for the first 5 people, because that shows that you guys are truly, truly dedicated to your craft. And I want to share my excitement with you guys because I love what we do. But remember, information is value, and you can't value what you don't pay for. And you're going to make lots of money from understanding the scalp care and adding this to your salon menu. So the first 5 people who are dedicated and apply to participate in the scalp care certification and that actually enroll will get the course for $29.97. There will be a remaining 10 seats available, and those seats are also discounted, but they'll be priced at $59.97 until December 31st of the end of this year. So if you're thinking about it, you want to make sure you go ahead and jump on that call and make sure that you're getting yourself set up so that you can get into this program, so that we can get you started with understanding how to add this to your salon menu and generate revenue using scalp care as well. I wanted to point out here, you see this 100% satisfaction guarantee on the screen here. With the guarantee, guys, I will work with you until you reach your return on your investment. That ROI, that is so important. How many times have you taken a class and they were like, well, here's the information, you just do with it, I hope you do good? That is not how this class works. I will be there. I am dedicated to you and your success as a licensed stylist and helping you incorporate this into your salon menu. I will be there for you. Of course, I can't come do the hair for you, but if there's questions that you have, you can reach out to me. If you're unsure about something, I will work with you. I will help you with your social media. There's so many things that I will be there right with you step by step in order to help you be sure that you're successful in launching this service and generating your revenue that you invested in yourself. So If you're interested and you want to know how to participate, Queenie is going to add the link into the chat. She's going to put it in there for you where you'll be able to fill out that link and go ahead and get your conversation scheduled. We're going to need to, you can also go to the headspastudio.com and click the apply button now and complete the survey there. But that survey is right here in the chat. So you can click that. And the reason that you have to apply to participate is because I want to be sure that you're truly dedicated to learning the information. I'm giving you my time. I'm investing my time. I'm investing my knowledge, and I'm sharing so much information with you. And it is imperative that we come together and really start building up the scalp care industry as licensed cosmetologists. So yes, we will have a discovery call. And once you qualify to participate and you pay for your investment, we will definitely, that is the next steps for you to join the scalp care certification course that we're going to be having. So, if this sounds good to you, all right, and you are a licensed cosmetologist, here is again the link on the screen. And remember, the link is in the chat. You can fill out that survey and you will receive an email with your results. Once you get that email with your results, you'll be able to schedule a conversation with me, and we'll be able to have conversations as soon as tonight. So as soon as we hop off this call, I'm going to give myself a couple hour breaks, and then I'll be waiting for each and every one of you to just join in to have that conversation so that we can decide how this is going to fit into your particular niche. Because if you're a healthy hair specialist, we want to make sure that you have the proper clientele that are going to benefit from these services so that you can begin generating revenue, because that's what the most important part is. I'm truly concerned about your return on your investment in this course because I am dedicated to you as cosmetologists, and I would love to be a part of what helps you be successful at this. So, if you believe this class is right for you, okay, and only if you believe this class is right for you, you want to be sure that you fill out that application, okay? There's only 15 seats available for the March cohort. Well, it's going to be scheduled for March 20th of 2023, and we're going to be diving in for a 6 weeks course. And this course is, it's a limited availability because I wanted to be sure that I am able to be attentive to each person that enrolls in the course. So there's only 15 seats, but this isn't the last time the class is going to be offered, okay? But it is the last time the class will be offered at this price because there's a lot of information that comes along with it. I've already seen the results from the clients, from the stylists that have already participated in the program, and they're already beginning to generate that revenue and making those 10K months that they wanted to reach prior to enrolling in this course. So I want to be sure that you guys understand this is going to be the last time it's offered at these pricing. So make sure that you get your seat as soon as you possibly can. Okay. All right. So again, if you know this is right for you, and only if you know, I have a fast action bonus. We always have bonuses. I love to offer additional things. But if you apply to have that conversation, if you're on the list to have a conversation, just a discovery call, you'll get a social media audit that's worth $97 for free. So that means that we'll go over your social media. We'll give you tips and tricks on anything that you may need in order to improve your social media presence so that you're building that social media that you need. Maybe we can give some tips on how to generate revenue just via social media as well. There's all kind of things, but we're going to give you that feedback on how to improve your presence if you get on that application list today. So remember, fill out the application. If you qualify, you will get a free audit of your social media so that we can ensure that you're on the right track for success and bringing in those clients that you want to see in your salon. Some additional bonuses that come with early enrollment. So when you enroll in the class before December, we're going to do live Q&As between here and now. I'm not going to leave you until March just waiting for the class. We're going to actually have conversations where you're able to talk about what it is that you particularly want to offer in your salon. We're going to talk about some salon aesthetics, some things that you're going to need to set up in order to make sure that it feels comfortable for the clients who have scalp disorders. We're going to be able to just get you prepared to offer these scalp care services so that when we get together, you'll be able to hit the ground rolling. I'm also going to share with you a bonus video, a module on how to start from scratch with pricing these high ticket services. It can be interesting to offer a $350 service if you're not offering those services already. You need to understand why it's $350 and why you're pricing it this way, and how to communicate that and the benefits of these services to your clients. We're also going to also include a bonus module on social media, some secret social media techniques that I use in order to get clients to start flying from me from Detroit and California and Florida to get these head spa services and these scalp care services. So those all things will be included as long as you enroll before December 31st of 2022. So before we go, I want to share 3 success principles with you guys, and then we'll move on right on to the Q&A, okay? The first one I want to share is do what works for you, not what other people are doing. Just do what works for you as an individual. It's so important because not it doesn't work like that with everybody. You have to be dedicated and love what you do so that the people that are wanting to get the service from you can see it. So do what works for you. Do what you love. Make it your niche and your specialty. Also, I want you to keep expanding your knowledge. I know this was a bit expansive today, but I want you to keep expanding your knowledge, even if it's not with me. I'm just grateful that you guys are just excited about learning. You know, the cosmetologists right now, in order for us to renew our license, all we need to learn is sanitation. They don't give us any more. We don't have continuing education on any type of hairstyles or, the newest trending services or anything like that. But we need to keep expanding our knowledge, and that's what keeps us valuable. And lastly, I want you to keep growing as a business owner because that is how you continue to pursue your dreams. So let's move on to this Q&A. And I want you to note that the application to participate is right here on the bottom of the screen. So you can fill out that application. But if you have questions, please leave the questions inside of the chat box. We're going to get to those questions right away. And I'm going to just relax, bring my shoulders down, and start answering the questions. I'm so excited. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. And those of you, before we do the Q&A, while their questions are coming in, those of you who have applied already to participate in the scalp care certification course, please, I would love for you guys to stick around. There's going to be just a few little housekeeping things that we're going to talk about. I want to let you guys know when the live Q&A is going to be, what that schedule is going to look like. We're going to meet once a month, each month prior to the class starting. I want you guys also to understand the equipment that comes along with the class, and just give you some more just specific details about the course specifications and how it's set up, and also talk to you guys and give you some positive encouragement in that way. So just, Queenie, go ahead. You can let me know the first question, and let's get into this Q&A. All right. Questions. Whew. Thank you guys so much. That was so beautiful. I loved all the questions. You guys are so smart. Okay. I am just like all of the knowledge. You guys keep me on my toes, asking me all these good questions. Thank y'all so much. But now it's time to create your experience so you can fall in love with your work again. And remember, fill out the application. Those who have already filled out the application, do not leave. Please stay, because remember, we're going to do a few housekeeping things so that you can understand a little bit more about the course and specifics of the course. Everyone else, you're welcome to leave if you like. I want to thank you again for joining. And all right, that's it for today. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you
Right?
guys. Yes. So this will be for the people who stayed, and we'll talk about the last slide. And that's it for today. How was it?
It was good, but I think you went 11 minutes overtime. That's not bad though. Wait, Yeah, because we started around like maybe 1:10,
Okay.
so we went about 11 minutes over time. That's it. There's nothing else.
All right. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this stopped so that we can save on the minutes and get it saved, and then we'll talk more.
All right, got you.